Just a great event that's going to take place, and there's some people to be recognized before we actually begin, but I'd like to start with just standing, if you would, and let's just do the Pledge of Allegiance to our great country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And if you'd remain standing just for a second, I'm going to ask Key Lawless to come up and do an invocation because of a group this size. This is a really tremendous event and something to be recognized. I appreciate it. Thank you, Key.
Heavenly Father, we just come to you today, and we just thank you for this, for being here with us and giving us your wisdom. And Father God, we just thank you for being with each and every woman and man here today. Lord, we honor them for their jobs well done and the hard work they've been going through these years. And Father God, we just give you all the glory. And we ask you to continue to bless the hands of each and every one of them. You direct our steps and order them for us. And we just give you all the praise and the glory and the honor. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Keith.
Yes, sir.
And if you would just go ahead and be seated, and those of you standing, just remain standing. In law enforcement, there's often times that things happen and people will tell you that it's a thankless job. And too often that's the case. So we always want to remember people that really step out and go above and beyond the call of duty when that happens. And today I'm going to award a couple Employee of the Months, and the first one's going to be for the month of April. We're a little bit behind on that, but it's still great to be recognized. So I'm going to ask Courtney Lynch to come on up here. Courtney?
Thanks, Jim.
Yes, ma'am. Stay right here.
Okay.
I'm going to read this letter to you, and I'll try to be brief. But Courtney, a panel of your peers has recommended you for Employee of the Month for April 2018. On February 5th, 2018, you responded to a report of a stolen vehicle. By utilizing exceptional investigative skills, you discovered unfamiliar details pertaining to the stolen vehicle. Throughout your shift, you tirelessly scoured your assigned sector and located the vehicle at a hotel. You then effected an arrest on the sole occupant of the stolen vehicle. Now on February 20th, you responded to an in-progress call related to convenience burglaries. You located two subjects and confirmed they were responsible for the incident. You developed a rapport with these two subjects and were able to identify two additional subjects who lived in the apartment complex. The two additional suspects were subsequently located and confessed to their respective roles in the incident. All four subjects were arrested for their involvement in the conveyance burglary. Springing ahead, no pun intended, on April 18th, 2018, you responded to a possible sexual battery call. The victim had advised dispatcher she did not know the exact location where the incident occurred, only that it happened in her car, and she had fought off her attacker by stabbing him. As one of the initial responding deputies, you began searching the area for the original scene. Based on your knowledge of your assigned area and the victim's description of the incident location, you responded to the Paradise Motel where you located the victim's vehicle along with the knife that she used to stab the attacker. Using innovative investigative techniques, you were able to locate a possible suspect and relay the information to your supervisor. Additional deputies responded to the Duo Boutique Motel and contacted the possible suspect. It was determined the suspect was suffering from a stab wound consistent with the victim's account, and he confessed to the sexual battery when questioned by detectives. Your continued dedication and initiative are admirable. Your enthusiastic work ethic is an example to others and epitomizes community strong. And I'm proud to present you with the Osceola County Sheriff's Office Employee of the Month for 2018, and thank you for a job well done. Just a plaque, basically putting on there that this is for Courtney Lynch and for Employee of the Month 2018, and we'll grab a quick picture. Awesome. Want to hang on to that? This will be yours also.
Thank you.
And there's a pen here, and There's a 50-50 chance it'll write.
Thank you.
Employee of the month, a nice, beautiful cup. I don't know if it's Yeti or not, but it's still gonna do the job. And this also entitles you to an Employee of the Month jacket. You just need to stop over purchasing a property and let them know your size. They'll get it ordered for you.
Thank you.
And then also a day off with pay. So let your supervisor know that, with pay. Congratulations. And the next employee we want to recognize real quick is a detective, Suzanne Plachette. She was hiding back there. That's Murphy, her partner. You should have brought Murphy.
Well, he does that.
Oh. Again, just the work that Suzanne's been doing has just been phenomenal for the agency, and we couldn't be more proud of her. And I can tell you that some of the victims that are out there and different people that she's used Murphy, our therapy dog, with, has just been a great tribute to what she's been able to bring to the agency. And I'm very proud of what you do. That's not in the letter. That's just from the heart, and you mean a lot to me. Suzanne, a panel of your peers has recommended you for Employee of the Month for May of 2018. Through your research for new and innovative measures to benefit the children and families of Osceola County, you discovered a therapy dog program in Brevard County that was created for the youth and child abuse victimization. You were approved to use your professional dog, Murphy, who we hear back there, as a new therapy dog for the Osceola County Sheriff's Office. Murphy and yourself attend the required training and graduated from the program in May of 2017. And since your graduation, Murphy and you have been very active helping child victims and interacting with the community. Murphy and you have worked with over 15 child victims at the Osceola Child Advocacy Center, or the CAC, CAC. While at the CAC, Murphy has also interacted with staff members, thus reducing their stress from the daily exposure to crimes against children. You took Murphy to visit the Kissimmee Police Department on several occasions to provide comfort to officers and staff after the tragic loss of Sergeant Sam Howard and Officer Matthew Baxter. Murphy and you have also participated in numerous community events to include parades, school visits, and the agency's Community Appreciation Day. In addition to the therapy dog program, you also initiated the Rad Kids program at the Osceola County Sheriff's Office. And through this program, children are taught a variety of safety lessons, including the topics of sexual abuse and bullying. You organized the Rad Kids instructor class at the Osceola County Sheriff's Office, and as of April 2018, 3 classes have been held with over 40 children graduating from the program. With your leadership, you were able to ensure the classes ran smoothly and that they were a success. You identified and initiated both of these successful community programs, all while continuing to investigate your assigned cases as a detective assigned to the Child Abuse Sex Crimes Unit and ensuring each of your victims has a voice. Your hard work, initiative, innovative ideas prove that you are a true advocate for the children that you work with, and it epitomizes the phrase, community strong. I'm proud to present you with the Osceola County Sheriff's Office Employee of the Month for May 2018, and thank you for a job well done. Thank you, Suzanne. And working with children is something that is just our most precious resources, and making sure that they're protected every way that we can here at the office is what one of our #1 goals is. So I'm very proud of what you've done. I appreciate it more than you know. Hang on to that. Again, the pen, good luck with that.
Awesome.
It's going to work out great. The Employee of the Month something to keep your drink either cold or hot.
All right, thank you.
And this is for you. Again, an Employee of the Month jacket. Have you received an Employee of the Month before?
About 19 years ago, but
Mine was in 1999.
Yeah.
Hey,
awesome. Thank
there's
you.
that, and a day off with pay.
Hear that, Sarge? Thank you.
Thank you, Suzanne. Okay, and this is the time that you guys have pretty much all been waiting for. These folks have worked hard throughout their career, and this is a day that we wanted to invite the family members to share in with them. It's a milestone that people work for, and we couldn't be more proud of their accomplishments. And we're going to start with a promotion for forensic supervisor, and that's Miss Ashley Church. Ashley? Let's get a picture. Great job, Ashley. Thank you. Appreciate it. You're going to do great. Next, we're going to recognize one of the mechanics here at the Osceola Sheriff's Office, and nothing happens without these guys working on our cars. So when these deputies are driving 25 miles per hour, 45, or even on a code 3 call, they could hit speeds between 80 and really 140, 160 miles per hour, depending on the roads. We depend on these guys to make sure that we're in the safest functioning vehicle that we possibly can. And so it gives me great honor and pleasure to make this promotion today to our new fleet supervisor, Mr. David Ronan. Come on up, David. Congratulations. You want to say something? They usually are behind the scenes for a reason. But they do great. I couldn't be more proud. At the service center, Mr. Hall runs a tight ship, and he makes it happen over there. And with David now here with the recent retirement of with Dale, he's going to do a great job. So we're really proud of you. Next, we're going to make a promotion from a lieutenant to a captain. And because of the mandates and recommendations from the state involving our school resource officers program, we've had to add 33 deputies to that program. And that's a huge undertaking when there was already 29 deputies there. That, along with the supervision that's in place, really, you got to think of the school crossing guards as well, which there's more, 60 or so of those, along with our new SROs and supervisory staff. It is a division now all by itself. We have over 120 members of community services or our school safety program at the Osceola County Sheriff's Office, and I mean, it just grew almost overnight if you think about it like that. And we had to be in a position to make a new promotion of a captain to oversee that division. It's not going to be this person, but he's going to be taking the place of Fred Hinderman on the East Side Patrol, and that's going to be Lieutenant, now Captain, Dan Marquith. You know, I've known Dan a long time, and this is a person who works so hard. He's a true professional, and he is backing up this agency, people that's on his squads. I couldn't think of somebody else more deserving of this at this particular moment, and his heart is in the right place. I mean, that being said, I'm just going to, I'm going to ask, is there anyone that wants to put this badge on you?
I think my...
Your lovely wife is here.
Better.
Awesome. Let me help you.
Can we get a picture first?
Absolutely. Let's grab a picture.
I did that, trust me.
watch your eyes.
Great job. Captain's bars? No, that's okay. You want to say something?
Really, Sheriff?
I'm very humbled by this, and anything I've accomplished in my career has been because I've had an incredible team working with me and around me. And I'm very grateful to everybody, and I'm ecstatic about these guys here that, you know, they're about to get promoted as well. And they've all made me look good and really got me where I am today. So thank you guys all. This is all because of you. So thank you.
The next person to be promoted is going to actually move into Dan's position as a lieutenant, and that's going to be a sergeant who's going to be promoted to lieutenant today, Howard Griffin. Many of you know Howard, and his reputation speaks for itself, even here and at the attorney's office and the courts, in a great way. I mean, he is dedicated to the protection and safety of our citizens from the time that he was a deputy starting to the time that he was a detective working in specialty units, making it happen, doing things as a deputy that most undercover people never have done in their careers. He's innovative with his thinking, and he can really bring a new spark to wherever he's assigned, and I'm so proud to promote Howard Griffin to lieutenant today. Come on up here, brother. Your lieutenant's badge. Come on up.
Do you see that overwhelming excitement he has?
That's it.
She's as excited as I am. She gets me dressed at home.
It's definitely a family affair. If you like. It's a little discipline. You want to say anything?
Sure. Really prepared for this one. Just like to thank everybody for the opportunity, and today I'm definitely most proud of my whole unit for the last few years of all getting promoted. It was Detective Lindberry first. Off of this test, we all studied very hard together, and most proud that now all 4 of them are all getting promoted to sergeant. So,
Congratulations.
thank you.
And next we have a gentleman that's going to go from deputy sheriff to sergeant, and that's going to be Mr. Brian Boise. There he is. Come on over here, Brian. Brian has got a wealth of experience, especially if you talk to him about auto thefts and different things of that nature. And the things that he knows about that, one really shouldn't know. So I'm glad that he's on our side of the coin. Any type of trending, and talking to him has the best interests of the agency in mind when it comes down to training new deputies, new recruits. You want to have a balance of experience, people that's been here for a little while, and then new folks. This is a person that's going to be training his squad to be little Brian's. And that's a good thing because of his passion for justice for our victims here in this county. So it's my honor to promote you to sergeant.
going to pin you? Come on up. That's awesome. Appreciate it.
Stop resisting.
Good. Thank you.
Move it down for the short guy. So I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. I'm just promised to give my experience onto the people that I'm going to be working with. I have trained a lot of people in this agency. I've worked with a lot of great people, and especially a lot of the people we're hiring lately are just really promising, and I'm looking forward to just making some great teams out there, really change the way we do some policing for the community. Thank you.
And next, we're going to promote from deputy to sergeant is Mr. Brandon Chambers. Come on up here, Brandon. You know, Brandon's worked as a deputy sheriff and is unparalleled. And as a detective, I mean, his constant pursuit of the people that are committing violent crimes on our citizens. We have a great robbery unit, and I couldn't be more proud of Brandon. He's going to do some phenomenal work out there, and really just congratulations, Brandon.
My wife, Howard, usually dresses me at work.
I can attest to that. I've seen it. It's weird. It's weird, but effective. And you think it's easy getting dressed.
I do appreciate the opportunity. This is awesome. I mean, I've worked with the best people and for mostly the best people I've worked for. So I think the coolest thing about this is getting promoted with all these guys I've worked with for the last. I know Chris, we worked together for 6.5 years now. So and Griffin, a few years. So I think this is the coolest thing. I appreciate the opportunity from everybody here, and looking forward to taking all the knowledge that we've compiled over the last however many years and passing that on to some of the newer people coming on. So thanks again. Appreciate it. Thank you.
And the next person being promoted from deputy to, or detective, to sergeant is a second generation deputy sheriff here in Osceola County, and that's Mr. Chris Devlin. Come on up here, Chris. You know, Chris is, I remember when he started here, and I think it was probably in May of 2005 when he actually began his career here at the sheriff's office. And just like his father, he has a passion for law enforcement. If you've never met his dad, you're really missing somebody special, and I mean that in more ways than one. He's a great man for justice, and so is Chris. These guys work tirelessly, again, on violent crimes, to make sure that these people don't get away with the crime here in Osceola County. And if you're gonna commit a crime in Osceola County, these guys will find you. As a group, we will find you and we'll bring you to justice. And that's our guarantee to our public. We work tirelessly to make that happen. And this is one of the men that makes it happen. The badge that we're going to put on Christopher today is actually one of his father's badges that he wore as a sergeant. So it's a proud moment for me as his sheriff and as his friend. Congratulations, Chris.
He's a good dad. Your wife's gonna pin it on?
Chambers, my work wife, usually does this, but.
We're close to you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I know that early in my career, I was very lucky. I worked for a lot of great people, namely Minervino, Sefin, and I was allowed to do a lot of things. Things that I'm never going to let anybody do now. But the environment they created really let us work, and I hope to create some of that again today, and we're going to need a lot of taser corrections. So, thank you very much.
And the next gentleman that's going to be promoted to a sergeant has tons of experience as a deputy, but this guy is a canine handler. I'm kind of sad to promote him so he's not a canine handler anymore, but I'm so happy and proud for him. That's Mr. Mike Melindy. Come on up here, Mike. You know, like I said, Mike is a canine handler, and when these people commit these crimes, and our deputies set up a perimeter to make sure that they try to contain that subject, and this fella shows up with his dog, and you just put a smile on your face. And what I do is I get right back in my car because I don't want to get bit by these dogs. They are ferocious. So canine handlers have my utmost respect, and where would we be without them? So I know he's going to do great things for our agency, and I'm very proud of Mike Melindy to promote you to sergeant today. Chief Deputy Martha Jens was formerly in charge of the K-9 unit, and she supervised Mike Melindy, and she's going to do the pinning today. We're not sure who dresses him.
I miss my canine. Oh, wow. This is a great honor, and I appreciate everybody coming, showing up, and all these guys. This is going to be a good unit and a good time. I just want to say one thing to Chief. I won't let you down this time. I won't let you down. That's it.
And the next person and final person to be promoted to sergeant today is also near and dear to everyone's heart. This guy can really make some sushi. And that's Mr. Glenn White. Come on up here, Glenn. You know, Glenn as a deputy and as a detective, he has some great investigative techniques and a great sense of humor, as most police officers do. But when you need something done, when you need a bad guy found, when you need to have somebody to support you in your case, this is the person you want working with you side by side. Glenn White is a great guy, and I've had the pleasure and honor of working with him when I was a detective, and I know what he's capable of and what he brings to a supervisor of young deputies or new deputies or even a seasoned group of veterans is new ideas and new innovative ways of thinking. And I couldn't be more proud to promote this gentleman from deputy to sergeant. Congratulations.
Get it, sir. Yes, I did. Thank you. Penny? Oh, she already knows. Oh, beautiful.
Jillian, turn here. Just a second. There you go.
I just want to say thank you and get ready, here we go.
Well, that's going to basically conclude the promotional ceremony and the Employee of the Month presentation. But just real quick, you know, being a public servant, being a protector of the people, if you receive a birthday greeting from me as your sheriff, you've probably heard that phrase. It's a calling, and it's not something that everyone can do, although lots of people dream of that. You know, Hollywood makes weekly series about law enforcement. They make movies about law enforcement, but there's only a select few that can actually answer the call and make it happen. Around you are a few of the people, men and women, whether they're in a uniform out on patrol or whether they're in gray shirts or whatever they're wearing here. It's a well-oiled machine at this office, and I'm so proud to work with each and every one of these folks. We make it happen, and we do it for you. I don't want anyone to ever think that this agency isn't capable of taking care of the people of this county, because that is completely absurd. These men and women will fight day and night, anything that we need them to do to make sure people are brought to justice, and that is our commitment to our county. I'm proud to be working with each and every one of you. We are a team, and we're going to get the job done. Thank you for coming today. I appreciate it. There's no cake.